Hello everyone, cncHD here, and we are back with the AI tournament. And today I'm joined by one of the AI developers, actually of three of the AIs with the GLA vanilla or whatever. Why do you not introduce yourself and introduce your AIs?
Yes, hello. It's me, Anthrax, and as you've heard, I've done 3 of the AIs, which is GLA, Infantry, and Air Force. And today I'm just going to be joining you guys just to have a little chat with cncHD here about why we did the AI tournament, first of all, or as well, what the motivation was.
Yeah, correct. And I'm very happy that you are joining me. And yeah, we had this random idea in the Discord with all the other AI developers, and we thought, hey, why not do a free for all tournament? And we are here with a free for all tournament. I am joining as the USA, which will be sold at the beginning, so we can join as observer. The map is by Anthrax. It's AI Storming Harvest, which was a competing map in the Vault Builder competition in 2021, 2 years ago. But enough of me bubbling. We just pressed the game. Start the game.
Good.
Will be a bit hectic because it's 7 players. And it says missing because I probably messed something up. So we have here let's first sell it. Oh, we also see the complete map. That is probably not supposed to be, but we don't mind. We have Demolition on the top by Mr. BKR. We have the Super Weapon General by Dark, OZ Darker, and ZX. Both developed it as a team. Here we have your AI, the Infantry. There we have my China Vanilla. It's just filling in a gap, don't worry. Then we have here the
Air Force.
Yeah, it's your Air Force. Yeah, right. Thank you. It's starting with a War Factory, interestingly enough. And then we have a tank of Davy. And we already had this guy.
Pink one.
The pink one, yeah, right, the pink one. That's a GLA vanilla of also you. Because you were crazy enough to develop free AIs for some reason.
I just had the time, so why didn't I?
I mean, it's excellent. Is there any... Why is he building supply stash there?
I think it's because he wants to build something in the combat zone, but there's just no supply in the combat zone.
There's just nothing there. He's just built it there for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your AI. What is your AI doing?
It is probably because of the map, because there's like no supply in the combat zone.
But looks like your AI is getting rushed by a dragon. Oh, double dragon tank rush here by Davy. That is interesting. I think he will also succeed with that. If he would actually mind destroying.
There we have our supply stash, meat shield, pro tactic by the GLAV.
Here on the bottom right, we can see my China Vanilla is getting totally demolished here because it's not fully developed. It's just filling in the gap. Don't mind it. There goes the dozer. And that looks like the infantry guy here. Yeah, he's spamming. He's going full ham here.
It's an early rush tactic, yeah.
Yeah, I like the dragon tanks here on this map. It's really fascinating to see all these dragon tanks. Here we can see a Humvee doing strange things. I don't know what it is doing, but it is doing something. Chased by the Gatling tank. And on the top right, we have the Super Weapon General doing his thing as the Super Weapon General, which is absolutely doing nothing but bunkering in.
Oh, there we have a technical coming in from the Scion on the red one.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That's by BKR. Oh, that was close with the MP. He likes to do random attacks with terror attacks. That is going to be a terror attack. Oh wow, nice.
Amazing blowing up, not even getting his own technical right there.
That was
it's
like
just immortal.
That was like watching a human player doing this. That was excellent executed.
How did the technical not die though?
I mean, that is interesting. Now imagine this thing tacking up. Okay, let's see how the Super Weapon General of Dark, OZ Darker, and ZX is handling this. The Humvee is dying.
No chance against the vet 3 technical.
He's also destroying the dozer. Will we actually see one technical destroy the whole super weapon general.
No, it's not gonna.
It's not going to. Ooh,
It just barely got distracted.
that was really close. I'm not feeling very comfortable for my China vanilla.
It's not looking good, definitely.
It's
But
still
it's still
attacking
getting
though.
some
Oh, it's flaming a
revenge
dragon tank.
flanking maneuvers.
What is your infantry doing there?
I think my AI is working on triggers that set like attacking moves when the building is destroyed. So if you see that the barracks is getting destroyed now, you'll probably see them going for him.
Ah,
Yes,
yeah.
they start to
Now,
attack now because the barracks is dead.
I'm very happy to see my China vanilla is actually destroying something. As I said, it's very early alpha. It's not fully developed because I missed the time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy it's actually doing something. And there goes it. My China vanilla is the first one to drop out. That means the next map, he will not be participating anymore, which I'm very happy about because we want to see the participants, not my AI. Really good action here, and I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here because it's... Oh, nice laser lock.
I think they're not gonna let us lock again here because they've already lost the ability.
Ah. Looks like
That's
something...
also very interesting.
Yeah. Looks like the super weapon general is under heavy attack here by your infantry. Oh, another technical attack.
This guy is getting sandwiched right now.
Yeah, he is.
Tell me.
Doza's gone.
Tell me, why did you even like want to start an AI tournament? What was your like kind of motivation for that?
I wanted to see new AIs because the advanced AI in the mod website, I think mod.ddb or something is it called, is the only advanced AI you are seeing, and it's praised as the AI, the special AI, and I don't like it because it's cheating so much. It's like constantly cheating. And I want to see new AIs, and the AI tournament has its rule that you are not allowed to cheat any money at all. Only for the starting collectors, but then nothing at all. So I want to challenge the advanced AI mod. I want to bring on new AIs on the market. And we can see that here by all the AI participants. I think this was executed really well, and you are one of the developers. How did you enjoy the development of your AI? AIs, I should say, because you stripped it free.
Well, it kind of blends in a bit with like normal mission making. So if you have like got some experience from doing like missions self-made, and I was doing some of them. I never really finished one, but I've got like some experience with creating like teams, making the paths, and so ever, you know, what is really necessary for making an AI as well. Because what we also limited this tournament to was to only use the script tab, which is something that I was very happy about because I don't have any idea about making any files, for example, which is like a very complicated programming stuff if you're not really into that. So because of that, I think it was very, very enticing idea and opportunity to just like start off and make your own AI, because it's very simple if you just get the hang of it. You just have to like sit down for 10 minutes, get down the basics, have a basic understanding about like programming logic, and that's really everything you need. AI making in itself is not really that hard. It's just very time consuming, and it's based a lot of on trial and error. But once you get like the basement down, you're always very satisfied, at least from my experience with what you see really on the field. So every new test you do is really worth watching again and over and over.
So currently you're watching your GLA sandwiching the tank with your Air Force General, so you must be very satisfied by this, I assume.
Yes. But as a developer, personally, I also like always see like little things that are hidden in the back, like these squads, for example. They just like kept on attacking the command center and not defending themselves. So I'm always thinking like, this could have been better. It's probably also just like some kind of the spirit like that also gets rid of the fun experience about watching it and makes it a bit more frustrating. But this is also what I think keeps the motivation up for actually trying to improve it. And as we've just talked about off camera before, we've also talked about how we want to really still keep on improving those AIs even after the tournament is done, which is what I think, and as I've heard you as well, is a very awesome thing, because after this AI ended, there should not be an end to the AI. You know?
Yeah, definitely. We should definitely improve the AIs. I hope all the AI participants who are watching this video will also keep on improving their AIs, because all submitted AIs are really special and amazing. I mean, we can see this in this video. The tank is dealing with 2 armies at the same time. He's surviving it, actually.
He's holding on, yes.
Yeah, he has no second economy, so he's not building any hackers because he lost his propaganda center, but he's still holding on. Super Weapon had an unlucky start. He got sandwiched.
He got wiped out as well, yeah.
My China Vanilla makes me cry the most. I like this expansion, by the way.
Yeah, I just forgot to fill in the script to make it have more raptors. This is what I fixed now, but it's still the old version of my AI, which I'm also crying about a bit.
Ooh, it's going for the rebuild of the command
couldn't.
center. That's really
Yes.
nice to see. When does it actually start? Where's the dozer?
Yes.
Is that the dozer? We just finished it?
Yes. So let me tell you about this really funny bug. AI can execute scripts at the same time while building things with its dozer. I have a script made for my AI which tells the dozer to always run between different kinds of its own faction building, so it never comes to a stale. So if they are running between buildings, I can tell the AI to build buildings at this dozer's location, which makes it very much easy to expand, if you get what I'm saying, or fill in the gaps between different buildings. So it uses actually all of its building space. Because otherwise, if you're just having your dozer stationary and they're just stuck there, you cannot maybe just tell them to build anymore, because they will just refuse, because they're the building space is out of the dozer's reach, which is very bad, because you can't expand then anymore. So I've basically got rid of this problem by just telling him to move between buildings. But this problem also was the moment it got to the scaffold, it just continued to go to anywhere else. But at the same time, the building on the scaffold was still going up in the percentages, which means I can build buildings with my AI even though my dozer is moving away from it.
It's super funny. That's like Black Lotus capturing the building and running away.
Exactly, that's the same, actually.
I really like how this tank general of Davy is just performing so much action while being so hammered by the Air Force. I mean, his base doesn't look good. He just got Moabbed, I think, by your Air Force. Or carpet bombed, I don't know. What do you think about your laser missile defenders not laser locking? They laser locked before, but now not doing it anymore.
I think it's a hit or miss. I mean, now they're attacking infantry, which is why they can't laser lock. But I think if you set them to hunt with laser locking, they're forced to do this one time, and after they see an enemy in their hitting range, they're just continuing to fire normally after the target is dead. Which is yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Comanche.
Actually, I don't know it.
Man, this tank general is just a beast. He's a pro player, man. Yeah. He's a pro player. He's attacking on both flanks.
My GLA survived by a single small bit of a base there, but I think it's over soon for it.
What I really like here to see is that the tank hunters actually target the Humvee and not the missile defenders, because they have the attack priorities. Yeah. That is really amazing to see.
This is what I've not actually achieved there. I tried to do it, but somehow I couldn't accomplish it, making it.
Oh yes, yeah. The building on the building on the building on the building. I mean,
this is also a meme that got popular on Reddit a bit. We had a defensive drop zone when I had one of my testing sessions with my Air Force. It was a fire base stacked into a drop zone.
Oh, a tank drop. Man, this tank AI is just impressive. Yeah, I saw the meme. It was really funny.
Beware the defensive drop zone.
I think we should include a link of the meme in the comments section of this video, so others can see it as well, because it was super funny. The cyan looks really big of BKR.
Every building is just like going from a stripe, like from the top left to the bottom right. It's just like one go.
Yeah. He also rebuilt his command center there. He is on a second economy. Let's check the upgrades. He's on AP bullets. He has no Scorpion rockets. He has no
What is happening?
AP
What is
rockets.
happening in purple space, by the way? There's like different kinds of. Oh, they're not getting.
Warning, sneak attack
Ooh,
detected.
sneak attack. Where's the sneak? Oh, there's the sneak attack. Oh, he's actually using it. Wow.
Yeah, but they're going into the tunnel inside again. That's also my problem. They're not just going hunting. Everything that is out of the range of the tunnel, when they're just like, they will just go back in.
Oh yeah,
That's a
Air
bit
Force
sad.
bombed the tank again, and the tank is still surviving. He's still holding on, but he's on
Yeah,
zero
he's on
economy.
the verge of death.
I think if he
just
would
got
have, I think if he would have like 20 hackers, he would survive that. He also, oh, he has the Olderic. Nice. That's something
He
I
just
didn't
doesn't have
check.
any
If the players captured their oil, that's something I didn't check.
So you've also like scripted your own AI, China AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there like any reason you like do like AIs yourself as well? Is it just for hobby or is it also work related?
It was also always my dream. When I started in 2005 with the game, I always wanted to make my own maps and my own skirmish maps, my own campaign and my own AI. But I never figured out how the world builder works because my English was so bad. And then when starting YouTube, I learned how English works, and I improved it. And since a few years, I'm able to understand and read and speak English very well. So now I understand what all the world builder functions mean. So I can now concentrate on the AI. And I think it's amazing to see what the AIs do. Like you said in the beginning, it's always nice to see all these special things the AIs do. Because I'm not a big fan of the regular AI of EA because it's so shitty.
Yeah, just build it just has like a pre tech building like propaganda center or palace or strategy center has like pre teams and like teams that come after the tech building was built. And basically that was the final stage already and it just like keeps on repeating them. So I think the AI of the normal EA game is like just starting to repeat after 12 minutes, I think. And our AIs just keep evolving, yeah. Of course, that's huge.
I'm
compared.
also heavily I really like this expansion, by the way. I'm also heavily inspired by StarCraft 2. I'm a big StarCraft 2 fanboy, and I like how the AI is competing in StarCraft 2. Like it's very intelligent in StarCraft 2, and I want to get on that level, but it's really hard to accomplish. Your infantry is not having a good day, by the way.
Yeah, it didn't build any hackers actually. I don't know why.
Okay, so we have a 1v1 now between your Air Force and the demolition by BKR.
So now I'm getting frustrated over my AI not building it. Now let's say your AI or AIs would be like your 30-year-old long wife. How would you slander about it in a pub? Like, for example, we've been together the longest, but she refuses to build hackers every time. Or, seriously, guys, if you want to make an AI yourself, don't start with China. Or,
Yeah,
how would you slander about your AI?
I would say like, hey man, I told you how a command center works. I told you what the second economy is. You are not doing it. I told you many times. Oh yeah, of course the stacking. I told you many times how it works, and you refuse to do it. I should ban you into the cellar or something. The cellar, keller. I don't know.
The basement
The basement. Ooh.
into oblivion.
Next I like how these AIs keep expanding.
It's actually not that hard to do. So if you're just like familiar with repeating scripts, you just refresh like the same script every time over and over, just like over a period of like 4 minutes or something. Actually, you just have to put a condition that eventually runs out because, you know, there's not infinite amount of supplies, for example. So you can always check for supply availability. And as long as there are supplies, you can just like make them build it. And it's actually just a one script thing. It's pretty easy.
Yeah. This is also something I like about this tournament, how creative the AI developers went. Like this, for example, is really creative with the expansion. This also is creative, and we see all these stackings. The stacking is, of course, very
It's
creative.
a market. We just don't understand it yet.
It's a market on a market on a market on another market, building a market in the market. Sadly, the super weapon general went away early. He was a mastermind in that.
Yeah.
I never.
He was building an airfield in a market in a war factory in a Patriot.
I also like the usage of the sneak attack by BKR. And now, okay, that is empty. Oh, one Scorpion popped out. Also has the Scorpion rockets now. But yeah, really well executed AIs here. I really like the progress here. Oh, some King Raptors.
Wait, if my AI on this stage has raptors, how much income does it have? Like how many drop zones? Can you count?
I can. Oh, it's no.
Because
It's not expansion.
it might start to get rich now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh wait, look at this. This is another defensive drop zone with power.
Oh yes, yeah, right. Yeah, like 10, 11, 12, 13. I think like 13. Man,
Yeah,
that's
it might start to get rich now, actually.
He's almost building a base in the base of his base. Also, how did this Dozer get sniped? We had a GLA here, right?
Yeah, we have a Jam in there. I think actually we saw that on screen when he was sniped.
Ah, oh, an Anthrax bomb?
Is it getting through though? No, it isn't. The path was too long.
I really like to see that it's BKR's AI against yours and not yours against yours. That is really good for judging also, because I will use this video for judgment purposes in my own room. So don't worry, Anthrax will not be included with the judging. It's my own thing with the judging. He's just here for co-commentary.
Would be also a bit boring to always see the same team in football, for example, just winning the championship year for year.
Yeah.
So who's in the finals? It's Anthrax against Anthrax. So cool, who's gonna win?
I like to see some battle bosses here. I really wonder if he will also fill them up, because battle bosses are so powerful. And yeah, he's going to fill them up.
Actually, also to the brim. He's just gonna fill them up with all of the 8 RPG slots.
Yeah, that's really nice to see. I think he will also send it into a tunnel, I believe.
Let's just watch it from now.
There's also, yes, in tunnel it goes. Oh, another battle boss.
No, it's not.
It's attacking. This annoys me a bit about the AI, that the battle boss stands there in front of the arms dealer and waits for all the RPGs to come in. That annoys me a bit.
You can also prevent that with sequential scripts. You can just tell it to go to the next barracks first, like the whole team, if it's built.
Okay. That's good to know.
And after that, it's gonna load into transport, so the way is like way.
This is turning into a really nice battle. Both AIs building secondary economy. They are expanding all over the place. We see King Raptors against a battle bus. Wow.
And the battle bus is getting knocked out now.
Oh wow,
it's actually getting out. That's really smart.
Wow, he evacuated. That is making me very happy to see the stage of this AI, because I always saw BKR's demolition in an early stage, but never in this late stage.
Yeah.
We
have to be very careful though. Because when it's building market over market over market, it can be the case that it's starting to crash the game at some point if it's too many markets on the same spot.
Oh, I hope not.
Let's hope not.
Okay.
I think laser lock is also just out of the question. It's just never going for that again.
Yeah, I really like the use of the King Raptors here.
Yeah.
He should build a few more airfields though.
I think I have a script for that, but it's just at a ridiculous amount of money that it starts to build them. And also, like, airfields are really, really big. They have to get a lot of space, and it's really hard for an AI to find space.
Yeah, true. Oh, snipers also. Okay, let's check how rich they are. Yours is on 6k. He's constantly spamming, like we can see. And the GLA is on 22k.
Oh,
Bam, he's floating.
that could have been a good army just to hold up this attack now and counter.
I mean, he could build like 3 arm stealers. I think he only has 1 arm stealer. Yeah, he needs more arm stealers.
Actually, yes.
That would be a really nice point for BKR. I would really like to see him improving his AI, like keep on working on it. It's in a really good state. But add more buildings to it, more production facilities. Oh, nice use of the Comanches, by the way. Flying into the Stinger sides.
Thank you. I worked for that really hard just to make him go this way. What would you say? Like, what is your personal favorite of those 7 AIs at the moment? I know, and I don't know for sure if like, if we see like, for example, his GLA winning, if like it's gonna win also the 6-player and 5-player and 4-player. It's actually just, I think also just kind of luck based. Who will win, because you never know like who's getting sandwiched the first in an FFA and who might take on later like the free space. So who do you think is gonna win the FFA tournament? Who do you think has the best chances?
I do believe that actually the super weapon general has the best chances if it is being left alone, because it bunkers so much, it expands a lot, it builds many defenses, gets lots of money, and then just steamrolls everything.
True. That makes sense, yeah.
But I'm a bit biased, I'm a China player, I like China, so I hope that the tank general will win, as I'm a big fanboy of China, and the tank general really performed well in this tourney so far. Sadly, he doesn't build any secondary economy. Or maybe he does, but the propaganda center got destroyed too early, I don't know.
Yes. If he would actually build the second economy, I would be really thrilled to see what kind of attacks he would also like have in his up his sleeve.
Yeah, but I was very impressed by the tank general, to be honest. He did
hold on very
He
well.
did very well. It was very creative what he did. It was not laming. It was not like standard AI building, like I built 2 war factories and 2 supplies and that's it. It actually did really well, and it attacked on 2 flanks. It held on. It dropped tanks. It had an artillery barrage. It had everything. But these 2 AIs here are also doing exceptionally good. They're doing very well. Ooh. Plane crash here.
Crossing the path, yeah.
Yeah.
The angry mob getting knocked out on the way.
Yeah, I really like the spam by the Air Force General going on here. He's like constantly expanding and spamming all his cash. He's like not float. Okay, he's floating 10k now.
He's starting to float, but I think he's also got some great teams if it's
He's
starting
on power.
to float.
He's not going out of power. He always has power. That's good.
So you told us that you had also like very big interest in StarCraft 2, for example, and you're a bigger fanboy of it. Is there like also like any other RTS that you really enjoy, or why didn't you move on from Command & Conquer in the first place?
The only
Like, what kept you there?
the only RTS I enjoy is actually StarCraft and Command & Conquer. I tried it with Age of Empires, but that went boring very quickly because I don't like the community.
So you have tried Age of Empires 4 as well, for example?
No, only 2.
Only 2. Okay.
Only 2, and I really got extremely bored of the community because the community is so childish, I have to say. It's really childish.
Okay.
It's not an amazing community. I will get hated now by most of my viewers, I think, but I don't like the Age of Empires 2 community, if I'm actually very honest here. The StarCraft 2 community is challenging, to say the least. But I like the competition in StarCraft 2. In Command & Conquer, it's my childhood game. That's why I'm staying on Command & Conquer, and it is such a niche. It's such a niche on YouTube. That's why I also like to continue with Command & Conquer on YouTube.
It's just such a shame that there's not as much attention for this game, actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Because
as you just said, it's just such a niche game. Sorry for interrupting you, but it's
No,
such
no,
a niche
that's
game,
all
as you just said.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how they can't be found that many viewers. Of course, this game is old. So I would think personally, what we could also like, I would have another question for you, is what do you see about the like a remake? If they actually did like make a remake, would you like also still spend like tremendous amounts of money for it just to be able to play a remake of it? Because I think I would actually just like let loose $100 or anything just to get like my hands on it because I just like this game so much as well. And I think it will also like actually be able to revive quite a bit and gain the popularity again. So what's your view on this?
If I'm absolutely honest, I think I would only play the remake for YouTube, just to have the content out and to have the popularity with the community to grow my channel. If I'm totally absolutely honest here, I would still stick to this old game because it's my childhood. It's what I love. It's this graphic. This graphic is what I like to see.
So it's basically just the nostalgia called keeping you like on the game at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I could go to Tiberian's Ref with the Command and Conquer remastered mod. I have no idea how this is called. The guy who made the mod for CNC3, I think.
Yeah, is it also kind of like Revolution or something?
Yeah, Revolution. If I would go for that, that would be because of the graphics, because it's really amazingly designed there. Let's be honest.
Yes.
But I'm keeping to this old game because I want to stick to the old graphics. I like the old graphics.
Okay. So what would you say if like those humbues or those like those effects, for example, like they're just like a bit more spiced up? They're not particularly better in like graphics ways, but they're just like wheels, for example. They are actually round and they're not hexagons, for example. Like it's just like the cleanup work of the old graphic limitations and the like just the engine, for example, is just getting more capable of holding on to like for example 4 against 4. If it's just like those little small changes that keep the main game at the core, but they just like do some cleanup work to the unfancy or old kind of graphics that are just irrelevant or not necessary anymore, and they can just be easily patched without like keeping or like without introducing anything new, just like reworking the old things. Would it still be no good for you, or would you still?
Then I would stick to the new one, of course, because Zero Hour has some major issues, major bugs, major performance issues. It needs a rework. It really needs a rework, and the community is currently working on a rework, but that will take time and money. So if EA would actually do that, that would be cool, and I would really jump over to that. Your base is big,
You
man.
have been defeated.
It became
This
huge.
blue guy is big. But yeah, I would totally jump over to that game then, but it needs to include that they don't change too much. This was an amazing game. Wow, so much money collected.
Yeah.
I'm very sad that my AI performed the weakest.
I'm also a bit disappointed in my GLA because I thought it was the strongest in FFA, and yet it just died. But hey, just room for improvement, I guess. Let's work on them and see how they perform in the future.
How was your thoughts on this match now that you watched it? What do you think was the best performing AI in your eyes, and why?
Tank general, because first of all, China bonus. It's I think that the best thing you can do actually is making a China AI if you're new to stuff because of the diversity of units. So just because of that, it gets a bonus deep in my heart. And also just because it held on for so long, it was like in a 2v1 for how many minutes? 5, 6 minutes, and it still held on until it finally fell. It's like that never going down castle, the last resort. I really enjoyed that, the view actually. So I think it's tank general for me.
Yeah, understandable. What I also really liked was the demolition general of BKR with the battle buses, the evacuation of the battle buses when it got destroyed. That was really smart. And yeah, sad that the super weapon general dropped out so early because the super weapon general really has big potential. I can tell from experience. I think you also test the super weapon general a lot.
I had many frustrating memories of testing it. Yes.
So yeah,
It's very strong.
overall, really nice game. I didn't even notice that the AIs are playing in it. I thought it was like a match between real humans.
Could have been from Game Ranger.
Yeah, it could have been from Game Ranger, right? But yeah, thank you for joining me. We will see us in the next match with 6 players, because this is a free-for-all tournament, and the first one who drops out will drop out from the entire tournament, and the 6 remaining players will continue to the next map until the 2 last players are left, who will fight for the glory. So we will see us in the next match, and thank you very much for joining me on this cast.
Also, let us just know in the comments whether you like me being here, and if you would like to see me also commentating on the next video.
Ah yes, the shameless advertising. But yeah, I want to do that also. If you want to check out Anthrax's channel, I will link his YouTube channel. Yes, he has a YouTube channel. I will link to him in the video description and the comment section down below. He makes amazing content with AI development, and I think you have also more in development for the AI, right? You wanted to record more tutorials on YouTube, if I understood it right.
Yes, I came to a halt because of university, but I'm just going to continue about that.
Yeah, but he has some videos, you can watch it there, some funny videos there, I have to say. And yeah, overall, thank you very much for joining. Thank you for watching to all the viewers, and we see us in the next video. This is your cncHD.
Bye.
Goodbye.